Right guys, welcome back to another episode from Ginge Gone Walkabout. I'm Kai. Today I'm out in a beautiful part of Somerset. You know who are. Not far from Hartcliffe, Bristol, to be honest. I'm sorry about the lighting. There's not a lot I can do about the sun at this precise moment. But we're just out on an overnighter, nice chilled one. I haven't gone light by any means. It is generally just for a nice chilled out and relaxed overnighter. I'll stop in a minute. I'll give you a rundown basically of my pack, like what's on the outside of it. Well, actually there's no point stopping. The only thing on the outside's a little tripod seat and me roll mat. But the inside contents I'll show you once I set up my shelter, which, if any of you've guessed by now, I'm going to be using a British Army DPM basher. I put a jungle knot system on there. That seems to work absolutely beautiful at the moment. So I'll bring you back in a minute when I'm closer to... Well, yeah, I'll just bring you back when my shelter's set up. This is what happens when we get some heavy water flow down in Hartcliffe. Well, rainfall around there. We get that one pumped out absolutely beautifully, which I'm going to be getting some water from in a minute. Saves me having to break into my water supply that I got for tonight, or today. And then we get it busting up from up here. See if I can get up here without making too much of a disturbance. Comes running off all that from up there. So this is ground, like basically over the groundwater, so you'd have to purify this bit. But that first section I showed you, right, if I come over here, that bit you don't drink straight out of, it's good to go. Right, pure as you're gonna get. So yeah, this is the backpack I'm using. It's a Highlander. Can't tell you exactly which one, I just know it's like an 88 litre. I'll put the writing along the bottom, like somewhere like along here now, and that'll tell you what the backpack actually is. But yeah, just an overview. It is a bigger backpack, as you can see. This has just been like pushed in because generally I don't need as much stuff. Like I brought a bit of luxury stuff, but generally a lot of it is not actually necessary, like that stool. And I'll show you what I mean when I get out there. But if I quickly run you around the other side, it's got that type of shenanigans. ABS system, air mesh. Well, I can assure you that it didn't really make a difference, and I've still got a pretty sweaty back. So if I come back over here, yeah, I'm just still at the Malago, because that's what this place is called, the Malago. And oh yeah, I forgot, I got a little fobby light hanging off. So yeah. Right, I'm setting back off now, just doing the last double check. No, I haven't left anything, no rubbish or anything else. Because remember, the name of the game is to leave no trace, people. That is correct. Obviously there's the Malago. There's the bottom. I'm off this direction. Yeah, you see man. Same. So yeah, we're heading off in that direction. I sat here, had a brew, read some Bible for a bit. Now I'm heading back off. So I'm gonna go get set up now. If I can have a look. Time is now 6:20. So it's not too late really. I'm gonna go figure out where I want to go set up to, because if I can, I might come out and see if I can catch a sunrise. Sunrise? Part of the sunset is what I was meant to say, because I don't think it's meant to have the official sunset till about 8 o'clock tonight. So roughly I got an hour and 40 minutes to get roughly set up, which should be alright. I don't know what the rain chance is meant to be tonight. Could be good, could be shite. This is England, so you know, always carry your waterproofs. That's the only thing I can suggest in England, is always make sure you got waterproofs. Whether it be a poncho, raincoat, just even wax canvas for that matter. It works. I prefer a few wax canvas ones, to be honest. Most of them was like waxed myself, they were just normal jackets. But looking up, it's all beautiful one way. Oh, go on, shut up. Well, you can kind of see that's a grey cloud, but I can show you over there. It's like quite nice, beautiful. Apart from, where is it? Bristol. Kind of ruins the picture, but hey, you know how it is. Yeah, you can probably hear the tractor. Farmer's over there doing whatever the farmer does. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, you can see it's a little neck knife bouncing around. I got that off pull from Bushcraft and Survival Shorts. There'll be links below. Yeah, it's an absolute mint little knife. Most of the knife work you see, you'll probably get done with this little thing. If you see any knife work, that is. Because I ain't really got a heavy duty camp planned. It's just more of a chill the heck out. Like, yeah, that's the only way I can describe it. It's just more of a chilled out camp. Just gonna go sit down, like relax type job. Yeah, that's it. Just sit down and relax. Ain't anything specific to show you, apart from jungle knots. Because I did say in my last video that I'd set that up for you, to show you or whatever if I could. And today should be the day that I can. If not, I'm going to show you how to use bungee cords and jungle knots. So you'll have to stick around to see that one. Bird of prey. Around these ways, if I can find it again. There. Probably a buzzard at this time of year. There's a smaller one up there. Probably working as a team if they're young ones. Right guys, it's now time to set up shelter. I'm going between this tree here and that tree there. So basically I'm going to take my bash out my back and my back out of my pack or backpack, and yeah, I'm going to get it out set up. I've got a fair few tent pegs and everything, so it should be alright. Thinking about how to set it up. I could probably go for an A-frame type shelter. Have bungees also using the jungle knot system at the same time to push them up higher, so I might be able to actually have a little fire there, if that makes sense. Might. I'm going to see how I feel and as I'm going. But I'll get my bash out now, I'll go to I'll set it up, and then I'll show you what I mean with the jungle knots. Alright? yeah, I thought I'd show you like the jungle knots up close. Like the jungle knots. Up here I'll show you how they're used. Basically, you take the knot, like, and basically you just thread the other knot through it. If I zoom in. Zoom in if it focus. No, it's not focusing, sorry people. But basically, yeah, it's just like this, and you just poke the knot through, and then obviously take it down and you just grab this line and just pull it out. So that's basically shelter. So I come around the front. Obviously, as you can see, the jungle knots there. I've just took it down to the last peg, last hole. Obviously that sticks, just there for now, I'll peg it out later, like when I'm getting ready to go to sleep. But for now, that is pretty darn good. I'm going to get my ground sheet down and then we'll go through bits of kit and everything else that I got with me. So, see you in a second. Right, just going to give you a quick rundown of the basic main kit I'll be using. This is like my main pocket, like the empty bit. Right, basically MDP Gore-Tex waterproofs. I haven't got the top yet. I got a US, I think it's US Marine Corps NAM poncho. That's basically just my waterproofs, but this is going to be used as a bivvy. Obviously, ground sheet. That has just got clothes and spare t-shirt in case I got like ridiculously sweaty on the hike up here and couldn't dry off quick enough, and I'm fairly dry. That's meant to be in there because it's meant to get fairly coldish today. But my sleep system, that is my Arctic thermals in. They're like puffy jacket and trousers. They're absolutely mint. Roll pad, yeah, I brought two. That'll be the base one, and this one's more comfort. Pillow, Whoopee, that's a food and coffee, and it's a fair size pouch to be honest. But basically that is it for sleep wise. So I'll set all that crap up and then I'll show you what's left in my pack once I'm done. Alright people? Right guys, it's about 8:30. It's about 10-11 degrees where I'm to. It's not exactly the warmest. I'm sat in my poncho, like my poncho liner will be, as some people would call it. I'm just chilling now. I've been sat down reading my Bible. I got some hot water on over there. Basically I'm gonna be doing some noodles and a coffee and just basically chilling out for the night and relaxing. I'm just having chicken noodles, nothing special there to be honest, just yeah, super noodles. You know how it is people. I'll bring it back in a bit. Good morning people, time 7 o'clock. It's about 7 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler. And yeah, I haven't long woke up, I just got a normal cigarette. That's slowly at the moment. I got some water on there, using my Trangia stove. I'll show you that in a minute. But yeah, it was actually pretty nice last night. As you can see, I got Arctic thermals on. They're like puffy jacket type things. This is my poncho Whoopee. Like that's my Whoopee poncho. And that's what I used last night as a sleep system. And it worked absolutely amazing. It worked really, really well for I slept toasty warm. Right. I don't know if I'd want to be able to, if I'd want to take it down like any lower, like colder temperatures, like well, anything around. I'll probably quite happy to go down to about 0 with what I'm wearing and what I used last night. But I don't know how. It'll keep me alive, but whether I would be warm is a different story. If you see what I'm saying. But I suppose for the right time, yeah. It's all like thermals and everything else you would be able to quite easily. But I haven't got thermals on. I wish I kind of did yesterday, because I put these on about 9 o'clock because it was cold.
It was definitely cold. But then I didn't do much, I just sat here. Read my Bible and was drinking coffee, had some food and everything else. But generally I was just sat here, if that makes sense. So, yeah, people. I'm gonna sort my shit out, I'll sort me out. See, got my Trangia going. Doing it beautifully. There's my little bottle of meth that I've been using. I've had that bottle for nearly a month now, probably. Or close to it. So when I get my next trip planned, I'll be getting another bottle of this. Because it works wonders, I reckon. Right, before I start packing my kit up and everything else, I thought I'd just touch upon the subject. Apart from the fact my hat was twisted, the object of leaving no trace. Right, some people are going to go, oh, here we go, but you need to know this. It's like, for instance, not all the time do you fill up a carrier bag. Like, for instance, this time, I have not used enough rubbish to fill up a carrier bag. But, for like £1 in Asda, you get dog poo bags. Yes, that is right, people, dog poo bags. It's like 100 for like £1 or something like that. That is a lot easier to carry out than if all that was in a plastic bag, like a normal carrier bag, because that would have just filled up a corner basically. So basically all I've been doing is I've just been putting a couple of these in my bag, like dog poo bags. So basically as I go, I just put my rubbish in them, so then I don't have any just rubbish laying about. So it's just a simple thing like that really. Dog poo bag with all my rubbish in. That is all my coffee stuff, snack stuff and everything else is all in there. Like, even fag butts. Because the whole object is to leave no trace. It's like, I scooped a load of crap out of the way basically as well. So I could put my roll mat down, not have to worry about getting stabbed with a great big stick or anything else. So before I leave, I'll scrape that back over where I led, so then it looks like no one was there. It's the same on long grass. In my last camp out, where I slept was long grass and everything. Which actually I can't even camp there anymore. I'll get into that in a minute. But when I left and everything, I scraped at the grass again, so the grass was stood back up, like looking like everything else. So you couldn't even tell that I led there. But that's what I mean about leaving no trace. And oh yeah, I'm just gonna say it anyway. Pensford is where that viaduct and everything is, where I was camping. I'm not allowed to camp there no more. Basically, someone else that teaches bushcraft just up the river spotted me, asked if I had permission and everything. I said no, which I was being truthful. I'd camped there for years, mind. Yeah, I've camped there for years in that very spot. Like, yeah, alright, so I'll just leave that bit there. I camped there for years. Never had a problem, never left a mess, and always left no trace. Just how you do. So yeah, someone seen me there. I didn't have a fire or nothing. I was using my Trangia stove and everything like you've seen in the video. So they said about leaving a note up on the farm gate. Well, I didn't have no right on the ring stuff with me, and I had nothing that I could have left it waterproof with and leave a note from. So my idea was, when I went down there next time, I was going to take a paper, a pen, write everything in it, stick it in like a plastic jiffy bag, seal it, and then stick it on their gate or something. because I didn't know exactly which farm it was I'd had to go to. Well, the bloke got in contact with me, was talking to me about it, like where I stayed and everything, and we didn't say anything about it, like. But then me being me, I thought, oh, I'll ask him about permission, innit? Well, I didn't. I ain't got permission there no more, so I can't even go there. So that like screwed up a whole camping option. Even though I've been going there years and never had an issue, I'm not allowed to have permission to camp on the land, which I don't quite understand. Like every time I go there, the grass is like stupidly high. Like there's just one footpath that runs through a field, and it's always basically overgrown every time I've gone there, apart from once. So I just didn't understand that. It's not my place to question it, really. There's a gutter because it's a beautiful spot. But yeah, I just don't understand it with people. If someone's not causing an issue and the land's not exactly being used, what is the problem with people like me wild camping there? Like the farmer. I cannot fault him up here. The person that owns the land I'm on. He lets me shoot up here and everything. When I first started doing my bushcraft and everything, I had an actual really nice camp built off down that direction. It was absolutely lovely. I had a full-on camp there. I got a woodland coming back to life and everything. It took me 5 years, mind. I ain't gonna lie, it took me 5 years working in there to start getting that woodland to like actually kick back up into life. A lot of bloody work. It was worth it though. Right up until basically a group of lads who I suppose watched the Bear Girls thing and was like, hey, let's go build a shelter. Because they come and ruined it, that woodland. I'd seen the farmer since and I explained to him I ain't down there no more. Basically just been doing it out of my backpack up there. But he lets me shoot my rifle and everything up here. Hunting wise, just shooting cans, targets and things. But you don't use it. You just don't use this bit of land. Like, it's beautiful. Like, there's footpaths all around the place, like, for people. He even give one of the fields he don't use, he give them to the local lads so they can ride on their motorbikes, basically. The KMX track is actually what that actual specific field is called. Like, the lads just get their motorbikes up here on and they just ride their motorbikes. And that's, in previous videos where I'm like, oh yeah, I apologise about the motorcyclists. Yeah, that's because you give him a field that he don't use, like this whole area he doesn't use basically. Like apart from to do a bit of shooting himself. Like all his main fields are at that direction. So him, I have nothing but love for. I have nothing but love for because he could have been horrible and told me to basically just get the hell off his land. Like, don't come back. But he never. Like, I just wish more landowners were like this landowner, if that makes sense. Like, I shows everyone I leaves no trace. I does all my YouTube and everything. So, yeah, what can I do, really? And like, for me, it ain't even like I can go buy a piece of land. I'm unemployed, down as a mentally ill lunatic. So, what chance do I have, really? Let's be serious. And I don't know how easy people find it to meet landowners that are just like, yeah, here you go, but I do struggle. Because, well, like, when they talk to me and everything, I explain to them, obviously, that I am a schizophrenic and everything. But I do YouTube and everything else. A few times it goes alright. Like, I got permissions in places that I ain't allowed to, like, people aren't allowed to camp. But that's because I speak into the game wardens and everything. And because obviously I explained like shit and I come to like an agreement with them, like in certain places I don't have fires and everything else. This is why I like my stoves, like my Trangia stove. But then in other places they're like, yeah, if you have a fire, like, and they give me specific parameters to have a fire around, and it's just like, alright, yeah, I can do that. Right. But this place that I got kicked, basically told I'm not allowed to I ain't got permission anymore. which even though I've been camping there years anyway, which they know I told them that, but yeah, it's just my thoughts on that one. I just don't quite understand it. So if anyone in Bristol or around Bristol sees this video and they own land and you're willing to let me practice my bushcraft, survival and everything else on there, don't even have to necessarily let me shoot or anything. Like, even if you don't want a fire on, like someone can build a fire on your land, tell me. Like, I don't mind, honestly. Like, if you don't want a fire built there, but I'm more than allowed to camp, and you'd rather me just use a stove, just tell me and I'll just bring my stove with me. Like, my stove goes in my bag all the time anyway, because not every time in the mornings you want to have to get out to make a fire, to make a brew, because sometimes it's cold, and the idea of getting out of a nice warm sleeping bag is not very appealing. So that's my thoughts on that one. Yeah, if anyone's got any land that they're willing to let me like wild camp on and practice bushcraft, survival and things like that, I'm more than down. Like, I'll be happy to come meet you and you can meet me and see actually what I'm like, who I am and everything else. Because I'm just trying to further my skills and horizon on the knowledge of wild camping, bushcraft and survival. Because there's a lot of things about like all this ultralight backpack hike camping, wild camping crap that I still don't quite understand. But you know how it is, people. So yeah, like I say, if you or anyone you know owns land, who's willing to let people like me do bushcraft, survival and wild camp there, please put them in contact with me. I'll put like links below that'll have like my Instagram, Facebook and all that. You can message me on there, which would be appreciated. If not, I could I might be able to stick my email address down and just email me directly, if that makes sense. Thank you. Obviously now it comes down to taking down the jungle knot system. This is the tail end, and then you just literally, and that comes down like such. We come to the other side, which is the exact same. Basically just take this side and just, all I can refer to it as, it's almost like a lazy man trucker hitch, where you actually ain't even got to tie the hitch, you just got to poke a knot through a hole and just let tension do the rest. So I'm going to get this put away, put in my bags. My bag's all basically packed up. There's my pegs and that for my basher, and then I'm going to be making a move out of there, and I'll take you along for that as well. I don't know if you can make out the difference between that little patch and that, because that patch there, if I come back down, here is where I slept. So all I'm going to do is literally just kick the debris back on to me flat patch where I was, and just pick up a little bit of cordage that someone's left, because we take all rubbish with us. Boom! Blends back in the forest floor, apart from that little bit there, which we can sort out quickly. And boom! Blends back in with the forest floor. Right. So Bob's your uncle, and there you go. Right, I'm all packed up on my way back. Yeah, I look like the hunchback of Notre Dame, but that's me Bergen underneath. I got me woobie on, because it's a bit nippy out here where it's like windy still. Talking about wind, last night was absolutely mental. Didn't really film much, right, because it was dark and I was just sat there reading my Bible, so there wasn't really a lot to film as such. So, but yeah, the wind was pretty mad last night. Like in that Pacific woodland, like you could hear like loads of
stuff coming down, like trees and shit. So, the wind was pretty bad. But I was alright. Slept more than warm enough. Right. I reckon I could probably get down to around 0 in that sleep system I was using last night. So for you Americans, I think that's 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But that'd be 0 Celsius for us. So, yeah. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm off. I got to head off down that way eventually, but at the moment I'm going that way. And then I'll end up navigating down through. Because, yeah, I live off down that way somewhere. But it's absolutely beautiful up there. I'm kind of glad that I kept me wubby out, because it is a little bit on the nippier side up there. But I've had an absolutely cracking time, to be honest. I hope you enjoyed the episode so far, people. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Right everyone, that's it from me for this episode. I hope you've really enjoyed it. Please feel free to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you want. If you subscribe, hit the little bell notification next to it. There'll be plenty of links for loads of stuff, like including my stuff, food stuff as well will be on there. But other than that, people, I think that is about it from me. So yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you. Have a good one, stay safe. Sayonara.